Welcome, comrades, to IceWolfGem here, and today we're going to be continuing playing Danganronpa V3, Killing Harmony. Last episode we have managed to continue in the last class trial, and we managed to make some good amount of progress. Still on the verge of death, but hey, we'll make it through. So we managed to find out that the virtual world was all set up by Miyu, of course, but for some reason, I'm gonna get rid of this. Don't care. But apparently, the whole thing was planned by Miyu. In other words, she was planning another murder. So, what I meant by another is that this is another motive.
My head.
So, yeah, but it failed.
I
The
feel
back
like I'm forgetting
fired.
someone important to me, but I just can't. My head hurts so much, I just can't remember.
You've forgotten. Maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves.
What?
After all, our baby is excited
Baby!
to be his daddy.
Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
Wow. Well, that's news.
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
Yeah,
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
agreed.
We understand Miu plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
Bingo.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Miu's actions.
Fair
So
enough.
let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
Her murder
I know
scheme
that's
step by
important,
step.
but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Kaito, not at the time.
Let's see. Miu manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Fair
Don't
enough.
just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion.
That is correct.
And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She
Alright.
would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for
There was
Miu's
some
alibi in the
flaws.
real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
True. She did that, like, way in the beginning. For her death.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion.
Exactly.
Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop.
Of course.
After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Miu.
Exactly. But what happened after that? She got murdered.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
Probably on
She
the
was
roof.
killed on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
But how would he know that?
That when culprit killed her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Miu did it. If Miu did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
Yeah.
She was smart, but she was also really dumb.
Yeah, poor Miyu.
No say such mean things. Killing gang bad. Not Miu. Miu not bad person. Going to think we could have been friends if things different.
Eh,
Might have been difficult, even
Yeah.
without this killing game.
very
That
difficult.
couldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
Sheesh.
Anyway,
Miu.
let's continue the discussion. If Miu was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Miu's avatar to the chapel after killing her.
That would have been
So
impossible.
the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Huh. Interesting.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only
Yeah.
Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
And you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah.
That's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
That is true.
Go to not throw her!
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
good.
You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
That's true.
Physical strength equalized? That problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
That is true.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall?
That is true.
Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard?
The loud sound we heard. That is true. That would make a lot of sense.
Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Mew there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
Oh, it's really late. I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna try to finish this as soon as I can. And find the clue we need to solve the case. So what was it? It wasn't something sour or something. So what are those two things it could be? You hitting the wall.
That's it! I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall. The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
Right.
If that's the case, Mew's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. He felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Hold on,
That's
Kokichi.
weird.
What's up with the way you're talking? Why are you talking like you know everything?
Yeah, that's
Let's
kind of
not worry
suspicious.
about that
Because
right
me
now.
That's making me suspicious for a while. Why does he know
More
everything?
importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Fair enough.
Friends? Us?
Or die.
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
Man. Kyo's sign really creased me out.
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Give me an avatar to crash into the chopper from the mansion roof. The only way I can think of how to do that.
Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
You'll what?
What?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up. Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope, and the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
A sled.
If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
Like a slide? Kokichi is talking as if he got the whole thing figured out already. Yeah, it is. But I can't let it distract me. I need to solve this case. How to make me hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion? I'm going to find the answer. Slid off roof. That's the only thing I can think of. Slid. Oh, hit him Akuma. Slid off roof. She slid off the roof. That's the only explanation I can think of.
The culprit used the sloped roof as a slide for Mew's avatar.
Yep.
Slide? Aw,
slope.
man.
She
Even
slid
with the
down.
slope and the snow, Mew's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Who the
Shumai.
hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, my hobby slipped in.
Another anime reference? I suppose that's how his avatar was moved, but the other Cobra used something else to help her body slide. The lace. Whatever that thing is called. Don't question my...
Even if her avatar slid off the roof,
You
would
know.
it slide off that quickly?
Yes.
Well, duh, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of speed.
Exactly.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. They're not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult.
Yeah, but
But
this
in the
is...
virtual world, perhaps not.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
possible.
the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There
Okay.
was nothing like that around me.
No, there was.
That's wrong.
Oh, I'm on a roll.
No, wait. There was something that could have been used to help slide Mew's body.
Yep. The
Do
lattice.
you remember the lattice that was found by Mew's avatar?
Yep.
The culprit later on top of that, then used it as a sled on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice the lattice in the storage room when I first looked. But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
Impressive.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof? Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Exactly.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct!
It's surprised to see Kokichi knowing all of this. Really suspicious.
After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled
Exactly.
and slid her down the roof's steep slope.
Fair enough.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
With extreme force. Ah, that animation though is kinda depressing.
The impact made all of her belongings scattered, including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he
Sonic the
crashes into
Hedgehog.
stuff. I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
Sheesh!
I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful. You gotta be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you grandfather now?
Okay, that's actually weird.
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well,
True.
Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
The culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
What? Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects.
That is true.
Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion.
That's
Aside
true.
from you, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
That is correct.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
That's real sneaky, leaving yourself off the list.
That is. Kinda suspicious.
Oh, you got me.
That's right. 5 suspects: me, Smoogie, Gonta, Kokichi, and Kaito. We don't know enough to name the culprit yet, but one of them is suspicious. We were talking about the root of the clearly lie, but that reason would they have to lie? I need to press them for information before making any judgment. He knows an awful lot about it. Who is the liar? He's the liar.
It's you!
Gotcha this
Kokichi,
time.
there's something I need to know.
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Thank you. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. He so went for the meeting.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
I'm not good with combos, so don't ask. He did went to the meeting. Shoot. There. No. Don't have time for this. There, that's the one.
I see it!
I think it's randomly generated. Who knows?
When you were explaining that the door to the roof was locked, you said...
Yes.
But later, you said...
How would he know that?
Specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been there.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Ooh.
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
Oh.
Didn't. I already told you that before.
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
I don't know.
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Oh, wait. I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
What'd
At
she
the start
say?
of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko.
Was it my fault?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't!
Yes, she did.
Oh my
She
word.
did not!
That's
She
okay.
did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
Jeez.
What a worthless fight!
Stop them, Grandpa! All this terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Yeah, Grandfather! Stop them before your grandkid is born!
He's not gonna do a thing.
I'm not gonna apologize, because Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
Yeah, please stop them. We don't have time for this. But Kokichi is stubborn. He won't fess up no matter what. But he's being this stubborn, I'll make him... He has something to hide. Again, to show his hand, I had to prove that he was on the roof. I might not like it, but I had to be aggressive. If we don't get the truth, the whole truth now, everyone's lives are in danger. We're gonna lie.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
That's a lie.
I always know the truth.
There we go. And here's the lie.
Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you, but you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while. You never showed up.
Oh.
What's this all about, Kokichi? Didn't you go right back to the salon after finding the roof door locked?
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi?
Oh boy.
So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house points. No.
Yeah, they're all
Himiko
gonna
points.
believe
to
Shuichi, but he never went there. And he had to go through Samugi in order to figure that out.
But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room.
Well, Mach.
I wonder why I didn't notice Shuichi there.
Well.
Oh well. I'll believe Shuichi anyway.
She just acts so nonchalant about it. Well, that's dumb.
Sorry, but I'm going to believe Shuichi too.
I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me.
What comes around goes around. That's what happens to liars like you.
Why do you guys hate lies that much? There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie,
Oh, wow.
then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already. You went to the roof, didn't you?
Isn't that where he met up with Mew?
Yes.
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge.
Revenge?
Revenge?
You got some
Revenge for
balls
what?
lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi.
What?
I won't let you do any detective work, or deduction, or mystery solving, or anything.
Oh, good. I can use a day off.
So, I'll confess everything.
I literally could use a day
You guys
off.
better listen carefully.
Confess.
A confession? So you are the culprit after all.
Let's just listen.
I came up with a plan after Mew asked me to meet up with her. She asked me pretty eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder.
Oh, that's so nice to know.
On me, no less.
Well, nice to
When
know
I
that as well.
investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. Without a doubt,
Wow.
she planned to use that for my murder. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You worked together with Monokuma?
I guess the
Well.
jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true.
Well, I'm not
Kokichi came
surprised.
to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting. It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
And that was the
Added a
motive.
motive?
And the motive was
The
the
secret
secret.
of the outside world is the motive, right?
No fair. Monokuma can't take sides.
Yeah.
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship.
Well, that was nice to know.
That doesn't violate the rules.
Bullshit!
I'm not surprised.
No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm
All right.
fine with that, but you're confessing without much of a fight.
Yeah.
I told you. I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery solving fun.
This is
If I
not
can't
fun.
win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge. Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
What? Gonta?
What? Huh?
What did you...
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
What?
He didn't kill her. Kokichi's just lying.
Now you're trying to pin things on Gonta?
Well, this
Do you
is just
really
a
expect
turn
us
of
to
events.
believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not smart.
It's my turn now.
Oh no. Huh?
The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game.
A duo?
As the Killing Game Busters!
What busters?
What?
We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game.
What you mean, we?
By the way, I came up with a murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta what?
Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
Wow.
Cause Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth. He's not someone who lies all the time like you.
That is
And
true.
no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
Exactly.
Not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's
I don't
trying
know.
to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime.
Gonta was there.
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth.
Cut
The
that out.
truth?
Told you it's not gonna work.
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
Doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible.
It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we
my
need is
word.
logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
Oh
What?
no.
Gonta not understand what's going on. But still, Gonta not kill Mew. Gonta really not know anything. And also, Gonta not tell lies. And Gonta not make trouble for others. Cause that not how gentlemen act. That why Gonta not culprit.
Bravo, Gonta.
Yeah,
but
Gonta's
there's
not
that possibility.
lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already
Oh.
used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
It can't be
You, of
Kokichi.
course.
Oh no.
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew.
There is.
There's already proof?
Oh,
Yes.
did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit!
You didn't have to use that face, jeez. What's with the stone? Use course, toilet paper, me, saboteur, Kokichi.
I am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? The clue is how Mew was killed.
Mew got strangled to death, right?
Yeah,
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
that is true.
He would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar?
No,
That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
no.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So
Alright.
you could have kept strangling her, no problem.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
There's evidence. There's evidence.
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible for Kokichi to strangle Mew.
Exactly.
Why wasn't it possible?
Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Huh?
Exactly.
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck,
Yeah.
then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.
Wait, what if it was something besides strangulation then?
There's no doubt Mew was strangled. We already discussed this.
Kaido is really desperate to make me the culprit. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Mew is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adore so much.
No! Gonta not kill Mew! It's true! You gotta believe Gonta! Gonta would never hurt anyone!
I believe you. You've been risking yourself to protect everyone. There's no way Gonta would kill.
I believe Gonta too.
But that's a possibility. We have
I'm not gonna listen to Kokichi's lies.
Of course! Who'd believe a liar like him? He's lying about Gonta being the culprit, so there's no point talking about it.
I don't know about that. If we want the truth, we might have to ask uncomfortable questions.
Right, Shuichi?
Huh? I know how important it is to believe, but as the ultimate detective, I know we can't solve this case with belief alone.
Exactly.
It's just that something doesn't add up. I have this feeling something's off.
Ooh.
We can't keep going back and forth like this. We need to discuss this.
What, you wanna suspect Gonta?
Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me.
No, I'm not trying to...
Oh, the irony! It's
Really?
all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective. And now, Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others.
Oh
Well,
my word.
can't be helped. That's just what a detective does.
That's not it, Kokichi. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone
Shuichi, Gonta really not do it. Gonta not culprit. Please.
But there's a possibility.
Leave Gonta.
We might as well discuss it.
What?
Kibo.
As a precautionary measure, that's all. I think we need
Even
to seriously
Kibo.
discuss whether Gonta was capable of committing this crime. Only then can we arrive at a logical decision.
You guys, why don't you get it? That's just what Kokichi wants. He's just trying to split us up. Shuichi, open your eyes!
But...
Oh.
Special! Sorry to ruin this tense moment, but you guys seem pretty evenly split right now.
Oh dear.
So,
Here we go again.
The Ultimate Academy is proud to...
So we're gonna do that again?
Shuichi,
go.
why? Why don't you understand? You're my sidekick, aren't you?
Kaito...
Now, of course, I want to believe Gonta. I don't want to think that he killed someone. But as the ultimate detective, I can't turn away from the truth. I need to find the truth. Lit. Basically know what it is. Just them going up to the sky and head up here. It's impossible. It's possible.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this! I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Sweetheart.
Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Would Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
Kibo!
Rooftop.
The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
Thanks, Kibo.
Should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
Entrance hall.
No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
Exactly.
But Kokichi
Good to
confessed
go.
he was working with Monokuma.
Exactly.
I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
That's true.
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
Kibo!
No.
That is impossible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Exactly.
Gonta not kill Mew. Honest.
I got this! The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
Exactly. As much as we don't want to figure out the truth, we have to. For the sake of everyone.
This is our answer!
Wow. After everything they went through, they're still pushing through.
In my opinion, as long as it is possible that Gonta is the culprit, we have to discuss it.
No matter what.
That's ridiculous. You're going to believe Kokichi over Gonta?
That's not it at all. I just want the truth. If
Yes.
we're going to survive, I have to find the truth.
But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit.
That makes
I
sense.
still don't think Gonta's lying.
But didn't I tell you guys already? If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit. That's why it hurts my heart to persecute Gonta like this! Gonta, if you understand, then do it right. Make logical arguments for the truth.
But there is none.
Logical arguments?
It means use your head to make arguments.
Use head?
What I'm trying to say is, if you aren't the culprit, then you gotta prove that you aren't.
But Gonta really not know.
Doesn't know?
I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know. God, why are you so dumb?
Oh my god,
Gonta
stop
just want
it!
to help everyone, like true gentlemen.
You're a true gentleman? More like a true nincompoop.
Oh my word.
Hey, now that's just bullying.
Bullying? Yeah, so what? That's what you do in this game, right? You guys blame and gang up on me, but now you're gonna pretend to be good people?
Oh wow.
I never ganged up.
Gonta, argue back already! Just make an excuse or whatever!
Stop it! That's enough!
Sheesh.
Stop what? You mean stop the game? Hey, do you even know what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. What about it? I don't want to survive if it means I have to stoop to your level.
Oh, that's a low blow right there. Then just die in a hole for all I care! We want to live, so stop getting in our way!
Sheesh.
If you don't shut your mouth, then
Oh
I'll
my
shut
word.
it for you. Permanently.
Maki, please, calm down.
Man.
Sorry. It Gonta's fault everyone's so upset. But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit. Cause Gonta not know anything. Really.
Cut it out already! That's all you've been saying this whole time!
You're the one
What?
who needs to cut it out.
Wait, what did Kokichi say? All you've been saying this whole time. That's true about Gonta. The whole time Gonta's been saying he doesn't know anything. The error! Could it be the error? We need to find out. But when exactly did he start using that defense? After logging out.
That's it.
Ooh, my health is almost coming back. That's it, it was after he logged out. That
Did
means...
Gonta get into an accident in the virtual world?
Accident?
The accident that hurt Gonta, that was... the avatar error.
This is it! When we logged into the virtual world, an avatar user error occurred.
Mm-hmm. Correct. An avatar user error. How much time
An
do I have?
avatar user error? Ever
Yep.
since Gonta logged out, he's been saying, I don't know, I don't understand.
That's because Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, right?
But
That's
even
what
he
I
would know a
thought
little
at
bit.
first. But I think it's because of the error.
What you mean?
If that error is what affected Gonta, and it makes him forgetful and loopy, then what was the error? What could have been? Memory loss. Okay. M. M. A. M. O. R, I need an R. R. Y. L. O. S. S. Memory loss. Voila!
I believe it's possible that Gonta doesn't remember what happened in the virtual world.
Exactly.
He doesn't remember.
You started saying, I don't know anything, after leaving the virtual world. I think that's the result of some kind of memory error.
Wow.
That's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the virtual world. Not even killing Mew.
Wow.
That's ridiculous! Quit screwing around!
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
What do you mean he doesn't remember? He's just confused.
Gonta told us he was bad with computers, remember?
Memory or no memory, Gonta never hurt anyone!
But there must be a
No
reason.
way Gonta's the culprit!
Mass panic debate start. We're gonna find a longer record.
Gonta never hurt anyone!
Remember because
Gonta won't keep everyone safe!
You did it, but you don't
he would
remember.
never kill a friend.
If there was a glitch,
Gonta is gentlemen! Gentlemen, protect friends!
Your eyes aren't protected.
Gonta not lying!
that means there was no
I swear! Please believe Gonta!
Well, I missed it. But is it the truth?
Gonta
So
never
you're
hurt
telling me
anyone!
Gonta doesn't remember a
Gonta won't
thing
keep
about the
everyone...
There! That's it!
I heard it!
That's the one.
The cause of the error that affected Gonta's avatar is the 2 cords on the helmet used to log into the virtual world.
Exactly.
I think that Gonta messed up something with the cords, causing the error.
If he mixed the consciousness and memory cords, then there'd be an error with memory. Like
Exactly.
an error that won't let you bring your avatar's memories to the real world?
What?
Yep.
Gonta, do you think it's possible that you improperly connected the cords?
There's a
How
possibility.
Gonta supposed to remember that?
He couldn't have messed it up. I said it over and over. Right is the hand you hold your chopsticks in.
Oh, but Gonta holds chopsticks with this hand.
Well, there's our answer. He was left-handed.
That's your left hand!
What?
Yep.
Looks like it's decided!
What's decided? He's wrong, isn't he, Gonta? You remember the virtual world, don't you?
Gonta not remember. Gonta not even go to this virtual world place.
What?
Yep.
Gonta fall asleep when he put helmet on. When Gonta wake up, Mew dead. Gonta not know what happened. So, Gonta worry. Gonta not understand what everyone talking about.
No, it can't be.
But Gonta
Why
tried his
no?
best to understand. Gonta imagine real hard.
That's enough, Gonta. We already know.
Know what?
We know that you totally forgot about teaming up with me and killing Mew.
Wait a minute! That lie! Gonta not kill Mew! But why would Gonta do that?
Yeah, it's
That
a
is-
lie! I'll never accept this! And besides, Gonta's got no motive to kill Mew!
That is true.
I already gave you my testimony on how I came up with the murder plan.
And I'm saying I don't believe you!
Kokichi, if what you're saying is true, why did you plan it this way? You wanted to plan the murder yourself, but have someone else carry it out?
Is the person who planned it also included as a blackened with the perpetrator?
Nope.
Nope! Only the person who actually commits the murder becomes the blackened!
Then there's no incentive to just plan the murder.
But Gonta's
Well.
such a gentle soul. Why would he agree to this?
Hold on! That hasn't been decided yet!
Who cares about the motive? Let's vote for the culprit already!
I care about the
Yeesh.
motive.
Well, I
Same.
don't care. Finding the culprit is more important in this class trial. Talking about the motive is meaningless. It's not necessary for this specific case.
No matter what you say, I'll never believe your lies.
We all agree that Gonta is the culprit, right? It would be impossible for anyone but him.
Impossible? Why?
It's pretty obvious if you use the process of elimination. Which
Oh.
means, Shuichi, you'll be my partner, right?
Oh no. Me?
Because if you don't face the truth, then we'll all die, right? And you don't
Lord.
want that, do you? Okay,
Boy, you really
let's
know how to
begin.
shove thorns into a person's heart.
Quit screwing around! I'm done putting up with your selfish bull.
Kaito, we should listen to his explanation. Our lives depend on it.
I'm afraid so.
So, we can now take Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki off the suspect list. Shuichi, would you care to explain? I doubt they'll believe it if it came from me.
I had no choice. The reason Kibo, Himiko, and Maki can't be eliminated as suspects is because they couldn't access the crime scene.
They couldn't get to the crime scene, could they?
The bridge from the chapel to the mansion was gone, and only Miu could pass through the wall. The three at the chapel had no way to get to the
Yeah.
mansion, so they couldn't have done it. Kaito is the next one off our suspect list, and you know why, right?
He was logged out.
Kaito had logged out ahead of us.
Miu
Exactly.
logged Kaito out from the start.
On the get-go.
But she did that to make us think the murder happened in the real world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since we figured out the actual killing happened in the virtual world, it would have been impossible for Kaito, who had already logged out.
Yeah.
Miu's time of death was around 6:30 in the morning. That's after Kaito logged out.
But how come time goes so fast in the virtual world?
Kokichi's completely running the show now.
My synergy with Shuichi is super on point now, so let's move on to the remaining suspect. Gonta, Samugi, Shuichi, and me. Samugi and Shuichi can be crossed off, but what's the reason for that?
We both have solid alibis.
Tsumugi and I are witnesses to each other's alibi.
Both of you heard Miu hitting the chapel wall, right? The culprit was definitely on the roof during that time, since they slid Miu down. Because of that, Shuichi and Samugi can't be the culprit. That leaves only Gonta and me as the remaining suspect.
Then you're the culprit!
No.
Sorry for getting your hopes up, but didn't I already explain that's impossible?
Oh. He couldn't have killed Miu. My bad.
If Mew touched him, he'd freeze in place. Kokichi wasn't capable of strangling her.
So then, it's down to one person. And who was that again? Well, who is it?
Don't answer, Shuichi! You don't need to answer that! This is all Kokichi's
It's not a trap. There's only one suspect left. Only one person who could have done this. Gonta Gokuharu.
It's Gonta.
Shuichi?
Yep, Gonta is the only person who could have committed the murder. You get it now, right? That's the truth we were all reaching for. The thing you guys wanted so badly! A truth without any lie! Yu Iruma's killer is Gonta Gokuhara!
Really? Did Gonta really do it?
Jeez, is that really your reaction? It would have been fun if you went all crazy, but you forgot everything. So, oh well. A culprit who can't remember their murder is pretty interesting. So, better than nothing. If Gonta
Oh my
remembered,
word.
his cover would have been blown so fast. Especially since he's an idiot.
Hold on.
Wow.
I still haven't accepted this. This has gotta be Kokichi's trap. I still believe in Gonta. He's not the kind of person who'd kill.
Kaito.
I already
Poor
said this a
Kaito.
million times, Kaito. You shouldn't use emotions to
You want proof? I've got your proof.
Oh?
After Sumugi and Shuichi heard Kibo's voice in the mansion, they ran outside. And who did they see out there?
No.
Gonta.
Kokichi said it himself. When Miu's avatar crashed into the chapel wall, the culprit must have been on the roof.
I see. If Gonta's the culprit, it'd be weird if he wasn't on the...
It's possible that he fled the mansion after he heard the impact.
You'd have to go through the entrance hall to get outside the mansion from the roof. Is that where Shuichi and Tsunuki ran to when they heard the crashing?
Then maybe he jumped off the roof.
It's not possible. That rooftop was pretty high up.
Normally, Gonta could have done it, but his avatar wasn't strong enough. How about that? Now you get it, right? If Gonta was the culprit, there's no way he could have been outside the mansion.
Now you can't say Gonta's the culprit. Congrats, Gonta.
What? Really?
It would have been so nice if that were the truth. If Kaito were right and this horrible trial would just end. But...
No, that's wrong.
What?
Just because Gonta was at the mansion doesn't mean that he isn't the culprit. All the culprit needed was a way to get from the roof to outside the mansion.
Huh?
Yep.
Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him.
Kaito, I know how you feel. I know because we all feel it. But we have to face the truth. No matter how cruel that truth may be, we need to face it. To survive.
That's what he's been telling Shuichi.
Whose side are you on, Shuichi?
Kaito,
Aren't you my sidekick? Was that just a lie?
Kaito!
You're not making this easier for
Fine
Shuichi,
then.
you idiot.
I'll tear that sorry reasoning of yours apart and wake you up.
Okay, I guess he's gonna be the one who needs to wake up. I want us all to swim. I can't back down. Well, prepare to be punished.
Never accept this! Don't you know Gonta at all? Not the kind of guy who kills someone. Don't you know that about him by now? Never accept this! Don't you know Gonta at all? Damn it!
Oh.
Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? You my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Damn it!
Oh, he's losing armor.
Who do you want to believe?
He looks like, Doomfist.
Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us! How could Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Say, truth this, truth that. There's a reason Gonta's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what
Oh my word,
Kokichi has
this
done
is a
to
fast
us!
tempo, come on. Boom, 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 boom,
Remember
boom.
how Gonta's always tried to protect us!
Boom,
How
boom,
could
boom, boom.
Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Damn it!
There we go. Here we go.
There's no way to leave the mansion from the
Discover
rooftop!
outside of the mansion.
it ends here!
Damn it!
Poor Kaito.
The toilet paper we found outside the mansion. That's what the culprit used to get from the roof to the ground.
Exactly.
Toilet paper?
The same toilet paper that was used as the murder weapon. That's why we didn't find it anywhere else. Not at the scene of the crime, nor on Miu's body. It was outside the mansion.
Hold on. If they use the toilet paper as a rope to get down from the roof, then they need to tie it to something. But there was nothing to tie it to. I
Yes,
know
there was.
because I investigated the roof.
You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this.
Of course I am! I'm gonna believe in Gonta till the very end!
No, there was something that the toilet paper could have been tied to.
Yes.
What?
Yes, the place where his toilet was tied down. The binoculars.
There! The binoculars on the rooftop. The toilet paper could have been tied there. However, I don't think the culprit actually tied it down there. They just hung it. And then used the doubled up toilet paper to climb down.
Yep.
But in that case, they would have had to tug on it in order to take it down.
Yep, that's correct. Because I came up with that idea. But I thought
Yeah.
I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. guess you ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close.
Yeah. That's what happened. He could have hidden it in that cage of his.
Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now.
The matter does appear to be settled.
Yep.
That... it's...
So, it's true. Going to really kill Mew.
But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta. Even though you don't remember, you still did it.
But why did Gonta do such a terrible thing?
It's usually involved with the motive, so...
Wait,
it must
before
have
you
to
start
do.
crying, you gotta admit your crime first.
Stop.
Ooh.
I won't let you, Kokichi. If anyone is gonna get him to confess,
It's gonna be me. Ooh.
Gonta, I'm going to look back at the whole case one more time, okay? When you're convinced, you just let me know, all right? Let's end this together.
Okay.
Start. First thing is first. Okay, let's see. The cell phone. And this one. Kaito Mamoto. You shouldn't have planned a murder. Out of the original world. A Lasig was used as a sled. The sign. Okay, last use. Okay, so she had a hammer. Oh my word. The rooftop, Kaito Mamoto. Suichi. There we go. Samugi, she just was looking in here. The binoculars. And this is the last one. And the culprit. And that's it.
This is the truth of the case!
This is it. The whole entire thing.
The case began last night.
Yep.
After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world.
Yep. The 9 of us.
To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device. So, we all plug those cords into our helmets and enter the virtual world.
But Gonta had her own.
But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world.
Exactly. I'm gonna let it read just at its own pace, and I'm gonna relax.
It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder.
Wow.
But we had no idea this error even happened. And so, we all logged in one by one.
That explains a lot. So it was messing with their...
Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in.
She was planning
She
a
had
murder.
modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison. And placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, the reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world
was to plan a murder.
To kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to lock out. Objects are unbreakable. Your avatars use all 5 senses.
Wow.
She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall.
Yeah.
But her explanation was intentionally false. She wanted us to misunderstand the world. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme.
That was none other than Kokichi.
The very person Mew was trying to kill. Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed.
It must have something to do with the
seems as though
motive.
right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder.
Or going to Act 3.
Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world.
Yeah.
Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mew's plan. At the chapel, Mew told Maki that she was going to look around outside.
Oh, wow.
She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion. Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river.
That does seem a little too convenient.
This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel.
Wow.
At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks.
When did she put pranks?
That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world.
Act 4.
We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon.
Yeah.
Kaito searched the roof.
Tsumugi.
Tsumugi searched the dining room.
Yep. And we got the kitchen.
I searched the kitchen.
And the culprit searched the outside.
And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Mew was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi.
Alright.
You see, the wall was a special wall that Mew had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through.
Okay, I'm done working out. I'm gonna
And
go.
Mew
That's
had
quick.
changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was
Fair
the
enough.
hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through.
And that helped her out a lot.
Mew headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way.
And that helped us out a lot.
When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out.
And it was Kaido.
It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time. The same roof where Kokichi and Mew were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious. But her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mew.
Oh.
While Mew was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind. And used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mew. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable.
Wow.
Mew's avatar was strangled to death, and the shock killed Mew in the real world.
That is true.
After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took the lattice from the storage room and placed Mew's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone.
And he shoved him down the slide.
The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof.
And plunked right into the wall.
It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel and we heard in the mansion. Mew's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop.
But that backfired.
They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion.
Yep.
In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case because the culprit doesn't remember.
Oh. Aw, poor Gonta.
This is the
he's
truth you've
crying.
forgotten. Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist.
Etymologist. And that's it. That's the entire class trial.
Gonta, this is the truth we've reached.
Sorry. Going to not really understand. 'Cause going to not smart boy. But if everyone agree, then everyone probably right.
Poor
Gonta,
Gonta.
trust everyone.
Gonta.
But why? Going to kill Mew. Forget everything. Going to even think he not do anything bad. And then going to try to blame someone else. And make everyone suffer. Why? Why going to do such terrible thing?
Gonta, it's not your fault.
It's Kokichi's fault. He must have tricked Gonta.
I believe that too.
I totally didn't trick him. Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first.
But is this the right answer? We're not being fooled by Kokichi?
For once, I wish that we were.
Huh? Wrapping things up already? What a buzzkill of an ending. It lacks the rush of previous voting times. Well,
Wow.
after so many killing games, I guess it was bound to happen eventually.
It's just as well. This killing game is a bad influence on the baby.
Oh my, Monotaro. You're even starting to look like a father.
Yeah! I've got to get my act together for the baby.
There goes Monica in his
Now
silence.
then, pull yourselves together.
What's with the
and
silence?
let's
Usually he's
begin.
playing something mischievous.
The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. It's voting time!
I want it to be him. But it's him. Poor Gonta.
It seems the vote.
And the results. And the results.
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully
Someone
wrong
voted for
one?
Kokichi, and I guess I can guess who it is. But first things first. Is it Gonta? Yeah, that's correct. All rise. Not bad. $430.
Absolutely right.
No, look at that! You voted correctly. Congratulations, you guys. Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist. Well, this class trial really knows how to get on your nerves and actually get rid of the characters that you start to like. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of Danganronpa. So we found out that it was Gonta who killed Miyu. Poor soul. She wanted to get out. She tried to commit a killing, but it ended up backfiring on her. And why did Gonta did it? We'll have to find out on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. It will really help me out. Don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free. help my channel grow. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you enjoy it, then they might like it as well. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below for other games that me to play or just me to do. Don't forget to react to any video you have in mind for me to react to. And also, don't forget to check out some other videos we do that I recommend liking. As always, I'll see y'all in this coming video. Goodbye, everybody.